Hello, welcome. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create Swagger enabled Odata APIs using Radzen. I'm going to start SQL Server Management Studio. I'll click open. So I'll connect to SQL Server Management Studio. I'll right click on databases. I'll click new database. I'm going to create a database for notable athletes. I'll say notable athletes DB. Here now will be say click OK. I'll expand notable athletes DB. I'll point to new, go to table. I'll first create country table. That type of country will be ID will be int. It will be primary key, and I'll make it a sequential numbering column by setting its identity property from no to yes. Then I'm going to have country name and varchar 50. And I'm going to save this table as countries. And I click OK. Then I point to new table. The first column will be athlete ID. The data type for athlete ID will be big int. I'll make athlete ID primary key. I'll set its identity from no to yes. An athlete will have a first name. An athlete will have a last name. And then I want to know the country the athlete is from. So we'll create a column called country ID. I've already made athlete ID to be big int. I'll also make it sequential numbering column. I think that's done. Then I'm going to save this table as athletes. And I'll create a relationship between athletes table and countries table. Then the last thing I'll do for the database creation session is to click Save All. Now, I'm going to right click on Radzen. I'll say Run as Administrator. I'll click on New, Blazor app. I'll change the type to Blazor WebAssembly. I'll make it a .NET 7 app. Now let me call the app Notable Athletes. Notable. I'm going to save Notable Athletes on my C drive. I click Create. I add a new data source. It's from SQL Server. The name of the data source is localhost. The server is Condata. The server is localhost. The database is Notable Athletes DB. Notable Athletes DB. SQL Server authentication is the authentication type. User is SA. Password is whatever it is. So I click in Fast Schema. Choose to generate pages. I go to my applications again. I'm going to open Notable Athletes. Then I'll click Run. So let me add a couple of countries. I click on countries link. Start with Nigeria. Let me add USA. Let me add England. Let me add Cameroon. Now, let me go to athletes table. Let me enter Toby Amusan from Nigeria. Let me add David Beckham from England. Let me enter Roger Miller from Cameroon. Let me enter Michael Jordan from USA. Now, I'm not going to forget to add the guy that is my goat. So go to athletes. Cristiano Ronaldo from Portugal. So we have this. Now I'll click stop. I'll go to my applications. I will open notable athletes in the direct. I'll go to the directory. I'm now going to open notable athletes using Visual Studio 2022. While I'm doing that, I'm going to close Radzen. I'll go to Solution Explorer. I'll right click on the client project and I'll click remove. I'll click OK. I'll go to the folder. I will manually delete the client project forever. Click yes. Now, from one of the projects I've already worked on before, I'm going to copy the package references for Swagger. I will double click on the current project and I will manually add the package references for Swagger. Then the next stuff I'm going to do is I'll go to controllers. All the controllers that are outside Condata folder, I will select all of them and then I will delete all of them. Also, I don't need the startup file. I will delete it. I don't need web config. I will delete it. Now I'm going to copy over a file from the project I worked on before, which is program.cs. The program.cs file. I will select everything in the program.cs file. I will open the program.cs file of the current project I'm working on. I'll wipe out everything there and replace it with what I have. I'm going to remove this namespace from the previous project. I'm going to change this one to notableathletes.model.com data. Inside getTDM method, I'm going to bring in country. I'm going to write builder.entity set country. Countries. And I'm also going to have builder.entity set athlete. Athletes. So I have builder.services.add db context data context options, go into options.useql server builder.configuration.get connection string data connection, builder.services.add controllers.add odata, option dot option goes into option.add root components v1 get there model and likes, builder.services.add swagger gen, swagger version 1, notable athletes API version 1, var app is equal to builder.build. Let's configure HTTP request pipeline. If app.environment.is development, app.swagger UI, C goes into C, swagger endpoint, swagger slash v1, swagger.json, notable athletes API v1. So at this point, I'll go to build, I'll say clean solution. At this point, I'll say build, rebuild solution. Now, at this point, I'll change to notable athletes.server. Then I'll click the play button. Says launching debug adapter. So let me open a new tab. Let me go to localhost 5000. You get this message saying this localhost page cannot be found. But let me say localhost 5000 slash swagger. I press enter. And lo and behold, here is the swagger enabled Odata API. Thank you for watching.